Man, we doing no. Hey, man, keep doing what you're doing, man. I'm always tuning in. Hey, man, keep doing what you're doing, man. I'm always tuning in. Hey, man, keep doing what you're doing, man. I'm always tuning in.
Yo, what's going on, Cavs Nation? Y'all already know who it is. This is Tunensports, and I am one of many voices for Cavs fans. Thank you for tuning to me live, and shout out to you on the playback. I'm back with another one, man. So yeah, don't forget to push that like button. It helps out with the platform that you're listening to right now. So please push that like button as you come in.
Come on. Push the button. Come on. Push the button.
What are you doing?
I'm just playing along. Come on, push the button.
Yeah, come on, push the button.
Come on. Push the button. Come on. Push the button.
What are you doing?
I'm just playing along. Come on, push the button.
Yeah, come on, push the button.
So yeah, we gotta talk about it. So let's talk about it. So we got two names connected to the Cleveland Cavaliers in this draft. You have Vlad Goldin from Michigan and Ryan Nembhard from Gonzaga. Also the brother Andrew Nembhard. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that, a little bit about DeAndre Hunter role next season. It might be a little different. So, yeah, hit that like button and let me know in the chat, like, who should the Cavs draft this year and who do you want and stuff like that, man. But, yeah, man, so let me get into it. Let's start with Vlad Goldin. Let's start with him. This guy, he's Russian. He's Russian, and off the bat, I just think about like Timothy Mozgov. I don't know why. Timothy Mozgov back in Cleveland with this guy. So yeah, Vlad Goldin, Russian. He's a 7'1" center out of Michigan, 253 pounds. 253 pounds. So that's about 10 more pounds more than Jarrett Allen. He's known for his defense, his blocking, his rebounding, and his inside scoring. So, yeah, he's solid. Inside scoring is how he gets some of his buckets. He's an efficient scorer. He got a couple ways, he like to score. He got a soft touch around the rim. He do have some upside when it comes to shooting. I know we all want bigs that can shoot. And even though he just started shooting threes as a senior, I think, it could be something there. He could face up, cut, battle for position, take advantage of the small defenders in the post. And they say he is an effective type of big when it comes to big to big pick and roll type situations. When he uses his strength to finish with a high percentage. And this guy, maybe he could fit with Evan Mobley and Jarrett Allen. If Jarrett Allen is still here, of course. And this is a guy, who could be a draft target, maybe, and you draft this guy, maybe you have him, be able to come behind our two bigs, but he also could be a long-term project. We don't really want guys that's going to be, happening to be a project, because I think we need guys right now that can help the team out right now. But his averages this season was 16.7 points per game, 6.7 rebounds, 1.2 assists, 1.4 in blocks in 27 minutes. So yeah, not bad. Now the bad side to this, scouts are saying that his perimeter defense is a concern. He's good at blocking, but his perimeter defense is a concern. He might struggle to guard stretch bigs, hedge in the pick and rolls, or switch on to smaller players. His athleticism, another concern. Scouts also think that uh he don't make his teammates better with his passing. So those are red flags. So for me, not my first pick. I'll probably say that he's not my first pick. There are other guys that I probably would choose over him, but do y'all think this guy can help out now, or is he gonna get sit down to the charge, with Luke Travers and the guys? I don't know, man. Yeah, he said he said Khalifa Diop 2.0. Yeah, he gonna be sent where he at, because we don't even know what Khalifa doing right now, right? I know he's playing, but yeah, he's gonna go missing. I miss Humble Comment. Shout out to Humble, man, the king Tunensports. Appreciate you, bro. He said my dog going stupid June 4 days in a row for no. Yeah, yeah, I'm trying, bro. I'm trying, man. I'm trying, man. But yeah, that's the guy, Vlad Golden out of Michigan. That's what they have mocked up. The next guy right now, with the 58th pick, we have two picks in the second round. ESPN also has the cast selected Ryan Nembhard out of Gonzaga. And yeah, I'm not too sure about this one right here. Now, look, the name sounds familiar, right? Yes, it's the brother Andrew Nembhard from the Indiana Pacers, the guy that gave us problems. Now, with Ryan, he's not his brother, right? He's very small. Like, he's 175 pounds, 5'11" with a 6'2" wingspan. And we have a problem with having smaller players right now. For me personally, it's a no for me, but this is like the end of the draft type of pick. You got the 58 pick. So I wouldn't be mad if they did it, I guess, if that's the best player available. But look, his IQ is high. He got a high IQ as a guard who can run the offense like a Darius Garland. I don't see him backing up DG. You know, Maybe he could compete with Craig Porter Jr., but not as far as a backup right now helping us. That's a no. And I think Craig Porter Jr. could wash this guy. Like, there was a battle out in camp. Craig Porter Jr. would wash him. But, not to, say anything bad about the guy. He is averaging 10 points per game and 9.8 assists. Like I said, smart guard. He dictates tempo, read defenses, um, and he makes pinpoint passes. The Sky Report says that yeah, it highlights his scoring versatility. Yes, again, he's undersized, but he's crafty at the rim, and he knows how else to use the glass. So the red flags with this pick right here is his size, his defense. For me, he's too small. They're going to pick on him. I don't care how hard he's playing on defense. I don't care if it says he's a pesky defender. I don't care, like, feisty. When you that small, if you're not elite on the other end, you're in trouble. Like, that passing alone not going to get you. Well, it's not going to keep you on a roster, right? And he's not a big guy, probably slight in the frame, but it's going to be hard for him, in my opinion. Um, Again, this is the end of the draft type of pick. I know Kobe got a thing with drafting smaller players, but I just don't see, like, the Cavs drafting him, man. I don't see it. And he's not knocking down shots. I know they show him knocking down shots, but he take low volume. And y'all know this in the NBA, you had to be able to shoot in this NBA, man. I don't care if, they say, oh, they trying to go back to mid range. You gotta be able to shoot threes. I know he's Nembhard brother. And I look, nah, it's a no for me. If he was 3 inches taller, then maybe I'd be like, yeah, we could talk about it. But it's a no for me, man. He could go undrafted probably. Who knows? We could invite him to the summer league and maybe a two-way. We go from there. But I'm not using my pick unless he's the best player available. I'm not doing it, bro. Joseph said a lot of their plans may change drastically soon. Yeah, hey, we might see, man. We might see, man. I hope something, is heating up, but yeah, we might see, man. Um, so that's Nembhard. That's how I feel about Ryan Nembhard. You know, seemed like a good player, but it's just a size thing and everything. He's great at passing and stuff like that. He can't score the ball, but it's just like, what can he do in the NBA level? I'm not sure. But let me move right along. Right. I want to talk about the next guy, DeAndre Hunter, and I have Joe in the building. So if Joe's still around, he's probably gonna come up because he has some news for us as well. But let me just switch gears real quick, switch topics. DeAndre Hunter, right? Cavs traded for DeAndre Hunter midseason, and it was one of the best trades the Cavs made since Donovan Mitchell, right? Like, in my opinion, yeah. We didn't really use him right? Like, not right, but we didn't really use him how we should have, right? And according to a report, his role is expected to change heading into the 2025-26 season. So according to longtime insider Terry Pluto, the Cavaliers are also excited and expect even more from Hunter heading into the 25-26 campaign. While it would not be a roster change because he was acquired at midseason, the Cavs believe they can bring more out of DeAndre Hunter. Pluto shared in a recent column, the 6'8" is very skilled and should have a larger role in the offense next season. The sentiment from Pluto about Hunter having a larger role makes sense. Again, Hunter only joined the Cavaliers at the annual trade deadline and had to learn on the court and through limited practice opportunities. Joseph talk about practice a lot. I know Joseph wish we practice more. It also says that limited practice opportunities, how he can fit with the Cleveland, fit what Cleveland is building and help the team win. But now that Hunter will have a full off season and training camp under Cavaliers head coach Kenny Atkinson, the ways Hunter can be utilized are unlimited, which is something Atkinson has teased at before. A Cleveland plays with a small lineup, Hunter can act as a power forward. He already been doing that. It also says power forward next to Jared Allen or Evan Mobley. But if the Cavaliers go bigger, Hunter could slide over to the shooting guard, cover for players like Donovan Mitchell or Max Strus at point guard. The variance and ability for Atkinson to experiment with Hunter in various lineups is why Cleveland acquired him last season. But now with a full training camp to build off of, the potential for Hunter in a Cavaliers uniform will be at a totally different level this upcoming season. First off, Max Strus is not a point guard. let me just say that. But yeah, that's my thing. Like, yeah, he would have a full season with the Cavs. So remember, he came midway. He wasn't here from the start. He had to learn quickly because we was getting ready for this postseason push. The terminology is usually the same with teams. It's just used in different ways, but he still had to get comfortable with the system, comfortable with the team, his teammates, and learning their tendencies. And as they had to learn his, of course, it's called chemistry, right? Now we could possibly get what we wanted. We want him in the starting lineup. I know Kenny Atkinson, he loves the guy coming off the bench, and Kenny done that, right? He like Hunter coming in with Todd Jerome, his best friend. They already know each other. They played together. Now this means that we can see Kenny Atkinson experiment more because he like to do that with his lineups. We can see Hunter playing the 2, the 3, and the 4. He was already playing the 4 because with a guy like Hunter who's 6'8" with a big wingspan, you can plug him in anyway. Like, he's positionless. He's a two-way player, and I would love to see a lineup with him at the 2. But I think we all can agree that we should move Max Strus for DeAndre Hunter to get in the starting lineup. Man, I love Max Strus, but we need to start Hunter. We need the size in that lineup. If you're going to play, of course, DG and Spider together, man. Jules, I'm gonna drop the link. I know you said you had something. I'm gonna drop the link for you. But that's that's what we all wanted from DeAndre Hunter, man. But that's that though, man. Like ESPN got the Cavs drafting, players that I don't really see us drafting. I don't know. But look, anything can happen. Like come draft night, I'm not in the front office, right? Yeah, I got you, Joseph. Do your thing, bro. But I'm not in the front office, and I don't know what the plans is, and with DeAndre Hunter, excuse me, I hope he get utilized more, especially with DG being out for that 4 to 5 months. Most likely, Darius Garland is out, started the season, going into November. So I want to see what they do with DeAndre Hunter. I want to see us go with a bigger lineup. I remember we went on that run. When we did the 4 out, 1 in with 1 big, and that was crazy. Like teams did. I know it's regular season, but teams could not stop us. Like Donovan at point, teams couldn't stop us. You just have a bunch of defenders around Donovan and space the floor out. Man, we was a problem. So it's going to be interesting to see that going into the season because, most likely Darius Garland will stay on the roster. So he will be out for that, period of time. And it's going to be interesting to see what the starting lineup look like with Kenny Atkinson and seeing, him go with a probably a more bigger lineup. He probably still going to go with the smaller lineups. He's in love with that, playing Sam Merrill, in the lineup with Donovan and them guys. Like, it's just crazy. But hopefully we see DeAndre Hunter at, like, the 2 and the 3. So the lineup will probably be, like, what? You have Donovan. You have Hunter. Well, ideally, with Darius being out, you had Donovan, Max Strus, DeAndre Hunter. Assuming Jared Allen still stays, you have Mobley and Allen. That would probably be the starting 5, right? And you just slide Max Strus at the 2, his natural position where he should be. He's not really a wing to most of us, so yeah, you have him playing the 2 and Hunter playing his position the 3, and that'll be that, man. Hopefully Ty Jerome come back, but yeah, that'll be that, and then like when Darius do come back, it'll still be the same. I don't know what Kenny. Yeah, I'm curious to see what Kenny Atkinson do. But I do definitely think DeAndre Hunter, he should be utilized more. He is a weapon. That guy, the way for me, we got him in a steal. I think that was a steal. That was like the biggest steal of the trade deadline. Besides the Luka thing, that was like the biggest next trade. Like he's 6'8", bro. Like we haven't had a 6'8" player like that since like I guess LeBron James. Like that. Like he could play defense. He could play offense. He could get his old shot off. Like he's shooting over guys. Like it's just like that trade, bro. I'm telling you, man. I still like he's the missing piece, but it just the team got some ways to go. We have to, do something with this roster. I do have Joseph in the building, man. Let me break him up real quick. Give me 1 second. I do have him in the building. Welcome to the show, Joseph, man. What's going on?
Still recovering from last night for my show. I don't know what's crazier. It's the stuff I heard last night or Max Strus as a point guard.
Yeah, they both are at the top.
Yeah, they're both at the top. For sure. But man, it's been a hell of a 24 hours in the NBA, that's for sure.
Yeah,
With
for sure.
obviously the Lakers sale, I think is the biggest, obviously, wrench in a lot of things.
Yeah, that was
Um,
crazy. That's big. That was big news. Still news. Still headlines.
yeah, and there's still a lot of developments that still haven't come out about it that I think still could involve the Cavs. I think one way or another, I could see the Cavs being affected by this. So yeah, I mean that's where I'm at. If you want to get into it.
Hey man, let me know, man. I'm
So,
listening.
well, on my show last night, I went up there and told some of the information I've heard from people I trust. Some people are actually public as well that I trust. They have YouTube pages as well, but get pretty good inside information. One person in particular said back in May 1st that they said, quote, Jeanie Buss's days are numbered. And clearly they were on the money there. So this is also the same person who said last season when we lost to the Celtics, the second year with Donovan, that later on in that draft, it was going to be a 2-day event for Bronny James, right? The Bronny James draft. That came to fruition as well. So this person's been right about a lot of things. And I kind of have an idea who some of their sources are. Obviously, I'm not going to say it publicly, but which I was trying to tell that guy last night on my show. He was kind of like, "Why don't you?" I'm like, "Dude, you can't say who your sources are."
Yeah, that's
I mean, I know DFJ's. When we talked with him like a month ago, he mentioned some insight he got on some of the Sixers we were talking about. That's like DFJ coming out and saying, "Oh, let me tell you my sources." Well, no, that's how you lose your credibility.
nobody does that. That's why
Right.
I call sources.
Yeah, so people. That's what I was trying to explain last night on my show to certain people, but I guess they just didn't get it. Um, but no. So I got an article here. Actually, I want to share, centered around LeBron, because I do think here's what I've heard. I think LeBron's leverage in LA has been through Jeanie Buss. Jeanie Buss is still involved with the Lakers. She's still gonna have a role. I know Ramona Shelburne said she's still gonna be kind of running the team, and that LeBron's okay with this sale. But LeBron's obviously going to say that because I don't think he really cares. But I think LeBron, in a way, doesn't care because Jeanie Buss isn't the one paying the bills anymore. So I think now with LeBron's leverage kind of out of the picture here in LA, I'm really curious to see what he does. And I think the only other place that could be an option would be Cleveland, because I don't think Dallas is an option. I don't think any of these other teams are really options other than the Cavs make the most sense because it fits LeBron, the storyline. I think he's going to play 2 more years. So where do the Cavs stand on this is a whole other thing. I'm curious to see what the Cavs do in the next week, or obviously the next week with the draft. I think they got some big decisions to make. And I think the Jared Dudley thing with his relationship with LeBron is even now more of an eye raiser, in my opinion, just to see kind of, some of the connection. Because I think LeBron had an idea this was coming for probably a month, if I had to bet. Or pretty, I think he had a heads up notice ahead of time.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just curious, some of these moving pieces you start to see with Jared Dudley's name being brought up to maybe to be the assistant, which is still an option. I know yesterday they added Jawad Williams, which you touched on your show. Jawad played with LeBron from Ohio. They know each other.
Yeah,
I think
cool.
Jawad is replacing DeMar Carroll's role, from what it sounds
I
like,
agree.
in the back end. First time, former player trying to get some experience. Jared Dudley is more of a top assistant like Jordan Ott. So it's really interesting. And so, but it was told from people I've trust, somebody even said it today on their show on YouTube, is July 6th. That's the date I'd circle. No later than July 6th do I think we'll know what the Lakers new ownership plans are and what LeBron's doing. I think we'll have an idea. And that could impact the Cavs. It could involve the Cavs in some way. Now, are the Cavs open to LeBron coming back? That's a whole nother thing. I think that's something they'll have to really sit hard and think about at the time, if it happens. Because I think the Cavs are kind of in a rock and hard place where you have this core four, you're young, but I think the core four, like we've said on this show, I don't think as constructed with the roster around them, mainly, that they could win a championship. I think we've seen that for 3 years in a row, especially the 2 years where they lost to the Knicks and then the Pacers this year. I think if you're going to move off a piece, Jared Allen, I think, is very replaceable for what you need from a center in today's NBA, and you have Evan Mobley still. The Lakers are going to need a center. That's been their biggest thing. With or without LeBron, you got to get Luka a center in there and somebody that's consistent and proven in this league. And for $20 million for their new ownership, I don't think Jared Allen's a bad deal for them. And so that could be something to keep an eye on. Even if LeBron stays, I still think Jared Allen and the Lakers could have some interest in Jared Allen. So I think there's a lot of moving pieces right now, a lot of things centered around. I think that move yesterday was very significant because they got more money now. I mean, they can go deep into with the tax saver stuff. They got money to pay now, and they're going to be willing to spend. So I think the first biggest question is how much power does LeBron truly have, which I don't think he really has any right anymore. And if I can find this article I have, what's LeBron's feeling on all this truly? Like, what does he want to do for his last couple of years? That's going to be the first biggest question at all of this.
Yeah, look, man. Hey, we got to ship Allen out. Yo, I'm ready, bro. Bring Brock, come back. Brock can come back, man. I have no problem with shipping Allen out for LeBron. I know it's gonna probably take more than that, but I have no problem doing that. I have no problem with that, man.
Yeah, I don't either. And I know a lot of fans don't want to hear the LeBron thing anymore. Here's the article I got. Sorry, it took me a minute to find it.
No, you good.
If you want to put that up there, let me know what's up there.
Let me see. Okay, it's up.
Is it up there?
Yeah, it's up.
Okay. So let me break this down real quick for the audience. So this is from Jovan Buha, who is from The Athletic, very plugged in Lakers insider. I'm sure a lot of people who watch the NBA, I'm sure you probably heard of his name. Sam Amick, another guy who's plugged in out there. They reported this. This came out. This is from Yahoo Sports. This was May 22nd, right? So it says Los Angeles Lakers insider suggests LeBron leaving this summer possible due to, quote, frosty relationship. So what does this mean? So we look down the article here. It says if he is unsure he can win a title in LA next season, he can opt out for his final year of his contract. So obviously LeBron is a player option. He has to decide on right now. Most assume he isn't leaving, but this week, the Athletic Lakers insider Jovan Buha explained why a return is not a guarantee. He said, quote, I think there's always a chance that LeBron could walk. So that first part right there, I think is a pretty good, strong statement. I think there's always a chance he could walk. As we reported multiple times, and it hasn't just been me. Sam Amick also reported this. The relationship has been a little frosty at times. It hasn't always been the warmest over the past couple of years. But I've said it before. I think LeBron's going to be a Laker next year. The only question is where he's opting in or opting out and re-signing. So to unpack that here, what I after yesterday's news, knowing that now with the ownership now being changed and Jeanie Buss not really paying the bills anymore, how I see this here is this. The part about LeBron's relationship being frosty with him over the last couple of years, that's true. That's for real. I mean, I know it's kind of leaked out a little bit now. What I heard back in 2022 from people I trust, that relationship was a little frosty back then. And that was the season before LeBron broke the all-time scoring record. That was when they had Russell Westbrook, right? LeBron did not want Westbrook on the team anymore by that All-Star break. It was clear. And LeBron was, the team was not looking like they're making the playoffs. And I remember LeBron was kind of threatening to possibly shut it down a little bit, or he was giving hints of that he may take some time off because he didn't believe in that team, obviously. And he was plugging Rob Pelinka to trade Westbrook and try to get what they could. I remember they had Kendrick Nunn at that team at the time as well. They were trying to get rid of him. And so I think it got a little frosty. I think LeBron, in my opinion, if you remember that All-Star break too, Tune, what did LeBron do? He came back to Cleveland. What did he say when he was in Cleveland? Told Jason Lloyd that, the door's always open to coming back to Cleveland. Why did he say that? He said it because it was a leverage pull. It was around, if you the timeline matches up. You know what I mean? They had Westbrook. It was a disaster season. He wanted them out of there. He didn't feel the Lakers were listening to him. He kind of played his leverage card, threatened to leave, basically. I'll just go back to Cleveland and I'll break the all-time scoring record somewhere else next year because that was a big deal to Jeanie Buss. She wanted that whole ceremony that they had with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar passing off the ball. They wanted that done in a Lakers uniform. That was their big goal.
Yep,
That was they won the championship already. Their last goal with LeBron was him breaking the all-time score record in a Lakers uniform. But the season before, that's where the frostiness began. And there was people in the Lakers organization after that following season, before that, where they lost to the Suns, that wanted Anthony Davis possibly on the block. But LeBron said he needed AD. He didn't want to move AD. So they said, okay. Jeannie's biggest fear was losing LeBron. It was her biggest asset. So, but the timeline matches up. If you look at that frosty relationship, right? And we could just look through the tea leaves. You've seen how many Laker legends have criticized LeBron, especially in the last couple of years. I mean, him and James Worthy, from some of the rumors, are not they're not friends. That's for sure. Like, especially after what James Worthy said, on the hot mic and
he be stuff. James Worthy, he be open to talk.
Yeah, I think LeBron, if he had it his way, and some people have speculated this, allegedly, if he had it his way, James Worthy wouldn't be working for that company. I'll just tell you that right now. So there's a lot of, and the Rambuses, and I've said this openly, I don't think the Rambuses, from what I've heard, and LeBron ever got along. It doesn't sound like Jeanie Buss and LeBron's relationship is the same anymore. Now, some things I'm not going to share publicly, but Tune, I sent you something earlier that.
Yeah, I know. I already know.
It's it's a pretty significant report. So this report adds up, though. You look at all that stuff I just mentioned, going back to 22 and that season, and just the timeline. And he went to Jason Lloyd and said, basically, what, in my opinion, was playing a leverage play to get back to Cleveland. We're using going back to Cleveland as a leverage to put pressure on the Lakers, threatening to leave that season before he broke the all-time scoring record. This report is accurate. The relationship has always been frosty. And now, with the people that he still had somewhat of a working relationship with out of the picture, and this new group's coming in who's connected with Magic Johnson, who Magic Johnson obviously walked away from the LeBron LA experiment because he just remember they asked Magic, you gonna come back or you sticking around? He said, nah, I'm not gonna be here. Like, he wanted no parts of that because Magic knew what time it was. Yeah, Magic wanted no parts of that LeBron.
There's a lot of things going on behind the scenes.
Yeah, he wanted no parts of this LeBron experiment. And so there was also a report that I read, I remember around that time in 2022 to 23, that the Lakers, you notice the Lakers never filled that president role when Magic left.
Right.
I don't think, the rumor is that they're never going to fill that role till LeBron leaves. So that's going to be something to watch. What does this new ownership group do when they come in? Because this group's coming in with their own plan, right? They're not, their assets, Luka Doncic. They can move off LeBron easily because they got Luka. They're not worried about that. And the fans out there will roll with it because they're kind of over this whole thing anyways. We got Luka. We got more money with our new ownership. We're good. We're LA.
Yeah, Luka's the future. Yeah, LeBron is old.
So I think their goal, from what it sounds like, is to be coming in and building a team around Luka, which they should. And I think LeBron's even said that too, that he's the guy. So again, all this stuff is very interesting. Could LeBron opt back in and go back for one more year? Absolutely. I think the Lakers would have interest in hosting LeBron's last season because they're all about the storyline and blah, blah, blah. But LeBron, though, doesn't have his leverage anymore in that organization now with Jeanie Buss fully out of the picture. I know she's technically involved still, like the report said from Ramona Shelburne, which in my opinion is probably from the Lakers front office, is trying to keep everything cool.
Yeah,
but
face, right? Like, I guess you could say just like the face of the thing.
She's just a figurehead. She's a governor who's just a figurehead. Yeah,
she's pulling the money out.
Yeah, but she's not the person who's paying is the one who's going to decide. She's not deciding anymore. It's just the new people are in town, or they've been in town, but they're in the building now. They're the ones making the decision. Mark Walter and his group. So I think this all is going to be. I think Johan Buha putting this out here a month ago before this came out, and I'm sure they've heard some rumblings in the last month that there's always a chance he could walk. The door's always been open for him to leave at some point. So, and he's always left that door open to Cleveland as well, which I find interesting. So it's going to be real interesting to see what happens. Like I said, I think by July 6th, from what I've heard, we'll know. That's the date.
July 6th. Yeah. I just don't like the teasing, man. I don't want to be teased, you know.
No, I get it. Here,
All this
I'm
stuff.
like, I have my skepticism too, obviously, but for me, I'm just looking at the tea leaves and just reporting it. But and from what
Right.
I've heard, but I think it's very fresh. Like I think the situation's still very fluid. Like I don't think LeBron really even has a
I,
full in the past year and like previous years when he went from Miami to Cleveland to Miami, Miami back to Cleveland, Cleveland to LA. I think he knew ahead of time what he was doing.
oh
I
yeah,
think
yeah, for sure, for sure.
Yeah, I think this may have thrown a wrench because this has never happened in his career where ownership has done this. You know what I mean? So this is real interesting. And I'm real curious to see how he wants these last 2 years to go out. I mean, I think if he did leave, it would be to Cleveland. Now, the other question is, what are the Cavs? How do they feel about that? And if I'm the Cavs, how do you feel about your team you have right now? Do you really think you can actually win with this group as is? I don't think they can. I think they should probably make a move like this, but we'll see what happens. Who knows? I mean, like I said, he could go back there and ride off in the sunset in LA. Wouldn't surprise me. But it also wouldn't
Yeah,
surprise me if it went the other way. You know what I mean? I think it's just we don't know right now.
yeah. It's an unknown. My thing. I just seen this too many times. I feel like for me, I'm just not gonna get my hopes up. I'm not waiting on his return, right? But if it happened, it happened because I seen it already. You
Yeah.
know, if it happened, it happened.
I
I'm not
was
gonna
in
be
that
waiting till he
mindset
can.
when I came on your show a month ago. What did I say about LeBron staying in LA? I didn't even entertain it. I said he's definitely going back, right?
Yeah,
But there is a reason why I said that. Because in years past, Jeanie Buss was there. She was in charge. That was his leverage, right? He was a lot of times like I said, when he went to Jason Lloyd, that one All-Star break, when he wanted Westbrook out of there, they weren't listening to him, and he threatened to leave that next season. That was his way of getting what he wanted. He's always gotten what he's wanted out there. Well, now the people that gave him what he wanted, they're not in charge. So that's where this thing gets interesting. You know you get what I'm saying? Like, I agree with you. In the past, I'm like you. No way. It's a fantasy. Stop talking about it. But this now is a lot more significant than people think.
right,
Her
right.
not being in charge, that could change everything. And this article coming out from Buha right before all this happened, to me, kind of signals it could happen.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, it's probably more of a chance now,
Because
but
she's out of the picture.
right.
That's why because I'm like you. A week ago, I'd have been like, hell no. Hell, 48 hours ago, and I said, I wouldn't even thought about this.
Yeah, before it
Although the
happened.
Jared Dudley thing did catch my eye a little bit, not gonna
Right, I
lie
know
to you.
you've been saying that.
But last week when we talked, I wouldn't even talk about it. I'm talking about the Lakers, they're gonna have Luka and LeBron next year. I don't think they're gonna win the championship still, blah, blah, blah. But this now though this is a big deal in the NBA moving forward. Even forget LeBron's side of it. I mean, the Lakers now having this kind of money at their disposal, they're gonna be
Yeah,
a
they're gonna
force.
yeah, they're gonna be building. They're
They
gonna
could
get
get
the
back to where they
stars.
were when they got, you know what I mean, back where they were in the 80s, in the 2000, early 2000s, late 90s when they got Shaq. I mean, when they got that kind of spending and aggressiveness now that they have with this new owner, they can be a player. So, like a major player.
Hey, can I say something real quick?
Yeah, what's good, Dre? What's going on,
Hey,
bro?
Tunensports, salute to you, bro. Appreciate you for tuning in to the live stream. Salute to you, Joe. Hey,
Appreciate it.
Tunensports, you going for the 8 in a row, bro. You trying to be Bill Russell, man. 4 in a row, right
Oh, the
now.
finals.
Four finals, yeah. You trying to go for 8 in a row, bro. Go for 8 in a row, bro. That's what I gotta say, bro.
I can't.
All right, bro. Keep doing your thing, bro.
I appreciate you, bro. He said 8 in a row. Yeah, I'm trying, man. But yeah, I'll probably be back next week, and I'll let Joseph take over, do his thing.
Nah. But yeah, I
Appreciate you,
mean,
though.
I don't know, man. So this is all interesting. I'm real very shout out to DFJ who's got everybody go subscribe. Great content creator. But I don't know, man. What do you think about all this? What do the people think about all this? Anybody watch right now? What do you guys think about this?
Man, I'm just like I'm open to the idea. Look, like I said, I don't get my hopes up, but if LeBron
Mhm.
could come back, if this power play have LeBron coming back, it helps because I would take LeBron. I know he's Yeah, I was talking about it yesterday, but I know he's older. But man, I think LeBron. Just imagine LeBron on his team last playoff, the playoff that just happened. Like we could have used a guy like that, man. Like
Mm-hmm.
LeBron still is playing, regardless if you feel like he impacted the team, if it's empty stats or not. He still is playing at a high level for his age, which is crazy. And I think we need a guy like that. I'm just surprised that the Lakers selling what Jeanie Buss selling, and then you had the Celtics selling. We know why they had to sell, and then the Mavericks was selling. I remember I heard a story about that. It goes deeper than that. Something why Mark Cuban and them gave it up. 'Cause I believe they sold it to a woman, right?
Let me look that up for you. Give me 1 second.
Because I heard something like it's like I heard like the politics with that, like the AD
Yeah.
and Luka trade, like all this is like I don't know tied in. I don't know, man.
Yeah, they
It's funny.
sold it to billionaire Miriam Adelson.
Yeah. I heard some stuff with that, and I was like, man, that's interesting, right? Well,
Yeah.
that's interesting because they was talking about like, because I think she was it Vegas? Like she was trying to get a casino. It was something like that.
I heard about that. It sounds kind of similar. The sale's very similar in a way. Obviously not as expensive, but to Jeanie
Yeah.
Buss, and where Mark Cuban is now. Jeanie Buss actually still has a governor role.
Mm-hmm.
And it says here the report is for at least a number of years she'll be a governor role. But I think one thing people can remember about Jeanie Buss on her end of it is when they had to get rid of Westbrook, when they traded him to, she's not the richest. The Lakers are rich, but she's not. She's never been, in terms of ownership money, she's never been rich.
Right. The Lakers friend. Yeah, the Lakers is
And
a
so, yeah, they're high, $10 billion, but she's
Right.
never been a billionaire. She's not even close. She's not really that rich. And she's more invested right now into this Glow Wrestling League out there in LA. Her and her management group. That's what they're trying to put their money. That's why I think another reason why she's stepping away, because she's put more effort into that. So, but here's the thing though: when that Westbrook thing happened, she had to pay $8 million of her own money to clean that up. That's a lot of money for her. So, and I think that was after the whole thing in 22 as well. You know what I mean? That year was a rough year in terms of relationship with LeBron. I think there was a lot that happened that year, and just never was the same since. So that's another thing in all this too. I mean, that paying $8 million and she's not the richest owner, it sounds like she was trying to get the hell out of there.
They was a
because this has been rumored for a while that this could happen.
Well, now it's in the air now. Now it's there. It's in front of everybody. That team that team was a mess too with Russ, Carmelo, Dwight Howard, Trevor.
One of the oldest teams I've ever seen.
I was laughing.
It was a nursing home out on a court.
A
every
nursing
night.
home. I made video. I had like a 10-minute video making fun of the Lakers. I did like a little funny edit video and with AD in the wheelchair and everything. I was because it was a mess, man. That team that's crazy. But
and
LeBron wanted Russell Westbrook. That's what he wanted. I mean, at the time I thought it was a bad idea, but
so did I. Well, then he bitched about him trying to get him out of there and then threatened to leave.
Yeah, Russ was a scapegoat.
Russ was a scapegoat, and that's why he went to Jason Lloyd, that All-Star break in Cleveland, said, "I'll go back to Cleveland." Right? Yeah. It was, and then they had a meeting. I heard as soon as he got back from Cleveland, like, what the hell? What's the issue here? And then they got everything straightened out. Okay, we'll get rid of Russ. Blah blah. We want you to, because it was all about LeBron staying around for that following season. She was so adamant in him breaking that damn scoring record as a Laker, and you saw the whole ceremony that night. That was pre-planned a long time in advance. So because Kareem and the whole thing, but now they have no real use for him anymore, and he really has no use for them either. What does it benefit LeBron going back there next year, and what does it benefit them bringing back a 40-year-old guy on a $53 million deal?
It doesn't, man.
It makes no sense. And if I'm LeBron, is this really how you want to go out? Like, to me, he has had a tremendous career. So people think he's the greatest, right? But I think he would want his career's been such a storybook in a lot of ways that why would you want to go out like this? It's just kind of like a dull fashion. yeah, you're with Luke and the Lakers, but nobody thinks the roster you have or you two together can actually win a championship because defensively you can't guard a chair.
Yeah, you got to
And
fix that roster.
yeah, the roster's got holes. You're financially with the apron stuff. Now you have more money now, but still you're still kind of handicapped with a lot of this new CBA. $53 million, a lot of money. Now, could LeBron take less? Maybe, but I
He
don't.
could always take less, but we know LeBron, man. He could always take less.
LeBron, if LeBron wants to win, number one, he's not going to win there, and he's not going to take less to win there. If he knows that
LeBron take less out of his whole career. I never seen him take less.
But if he's going to take less, why would he do it there? Because he's not going to win regardless. What move could they make that's going to make them a winner? That's realistic.
I don't know. They're not getting a superstar, so
that's what I'm saying.
The big three.
Even if they traded for Jared Allen and gave up, that's not enough.
No.
Jared Allen's not swinging the tandem in the West. They're not beating OKC with that.
He helps, but they're not going to get him over the hump to get past.
Yeah, they're not beating OKC. They're not beating a
definitely
lot of
helps
teams.
though.
Yeah, it definitely helps, but does it really get them over the hump? No, and that's supposed to be the Lakers' standard of championships, which I'm sure a new ownership group, every time they come into an organization too, and you know this, they always come in with their own agenda.
Right.
They're starting fresh. This is our team now. And the Dodgers, the team they've been running, been very successful, right? They've been going all out. You look at
that's what Mark Walters got investment in, right?
Yeah, and so does Magic Johnson. And so
Magic Johnson, yep. And
I'm
Matt
sure
Johnson,
Magic's probably doing backflips today. But the standard is championships.
It got to be that, you know,
right?
It's
the Dodgers, they're a major brand in baseball. What's the statement? What's their goal every year? World Series.
Yeah, they just won. So yeah, it's always about winning.
Group, they have done everything to make that happen. They will buy any player they're paying guys ass loads of money. It's crazy. But they're going to come in and do the same thing with the Lakers, and they got a big asset already with Luka Doncic. You know what I mean? They got Shohei Ohtani with the Dodgers, and they got Luka Doncic with the Lakers. I mean, that's incredible for that ownership group to have two of the biggest stars in each sport.
And he's still and young too. Like,
yeah,
that's crazy. I don't know. Look, the way that deal went down, still politics to me,
right.
But hey, man, that they got Luka. They always going out there and getting some type of super.
Yeah, I mean, here we could sit and I'll just say this about that. It's not a coincidence to me. Dallas got the #1 pick.
Hey, look, I'm not even gonna get into it, man.
Because the Cavs got the #1 pick every year. LeBron was coming back.
You, man.
Yeah, we already know the story, so it's not a coincidence to me.
You, man.
And I'm not here. We could say it. I mean, 4 players have already come out and said, "Hey, man, what's the hell's going on here?" Here, LeBron even said it on his own podcast about when he got drafted.
Yeah,
he said, "I don't think it's a coincidence that I've ended up in Cleveland." Like, yeah, no shit. Like everybody and their mom knew he was going to Cleveland.
It's like a favor, like, you know, they return.
Yeah, the league has a business, and they're going to do what's the best interest of their business at the end of the day. Shout out to Mike.
Shout out to Mike. Shout out to Mike.
Shout out to Sir Anthony. Go sell a car, Mike. No.
Mike on the clock right now. Shout out to Mike.
Yeah, he's on the clock, man. He knows you got to get that up. Got to sell that car. No, he doesn't play.
Always
with but yeah, man. I mean, this is going to be a fascinating next few weeks. Like I said, we are let's see,
next week is the draft.
So July 6th is a Sunday, and that's what I was told. No later than July 6th, we'll know
that he's going to make his decision.
His decision, we'll have an idea what he's doing, and we'll have an idea what this Lakers ownership is going to be doing, because we don't know we haven't heard anything from either side yet. We've heard from Ramona Shelburne that LeBron's okay with it. He's yeah. Oh man, yeah, I feel you. Slow finance. It's fine. It's taking forever. I'm going forever. That's a little inside joke, but anyways, what was I gonna say? Damn it, Mike, you distract me. No, love you, brother. But so again, July 6th we'll know. Right, but we don't really know what LeBron's plans are. Obviously, we don't know how he truly feels. What is his in terms of, like, what does he want? We don't know that with this change now. I think before the sale, before he probably knew about it, I'm sure he was still planning on going back next year, playing one more year, in my opinion, was eventually going to, when the league ships to Vegas, which could be in a year, I think he was going to take over that Vegas team. That's just my opinion. But
because Bryce is going to be one and done. Bryce
will be a one and done
this year, right? He's going to
Yep.
Cavaliers this year.
And I think, how do I say this without giving things away? I heard something back in 2018 when he left to LA that I think, I'll tell you this off the record, but I think both of his sons, especially Bryce, I think both of them, I think wouldn't mind coming back home and closing it out here with their dad. I think they would really enjoy that.
Yeah.
A lot of the family still lives here. I see a lot of them still, and their friends. I mean, I think it makes the most sense. And if I'm the league tune, next year the East is wide open.
Man.
Because at the end of the day, it's going to come down. What does the NBA want with all this? I mean, that's what's really going to come down.
Bro, he need to go.
NBC's coming back next
NBC's
year.
back.
You need an East Coast team that can really be it. Like LeBron in Cleveland, no matter what age, with that team now too, that's the number one team. Not even in the East. That's everybody's been tuning in to watch that next year.
That's what I was saying yesterday about the cover. Like the Cavs would be back in the headlines again.
It would be nuts,
and they won't have to worry about getting media coverage like we saying like we deserve.
And I don't even think the Luka and LeBron thing's drawing people next year like they've. Yeah, I think initially when the trade happened, everybody tuned in to see what it looked like, but you saw they lost again in the first round. And there's no real big moves they can make to this roster. I don't think there's a big belief with this team, with that duo. I mean, Danny Green just came out, LeBron's former teammate said, I don't think those two can win a championship together. It just doesn't fit because they're not, both aren't great defenders. You know, LeBron's past his prime. Luka's never been a great defender. And offensively, they both do kind of the same things. They can be tremendous offensively, but they can't get any stops. So they're never going to win. I mean, if you can't get any stops, you're not going to win. So, you know what I mean? That's just not going to happen.
Yeah, you have to build like around Luka. You have to get Luka's defenders around him. And
that's a lot of stress on a 40-year-old. I don't care who you are. You know, that's a lot, which I think he adjusted well when Luka came in and played more off the ball. But
they made it work.
They made it work, but it only got so far. Because that's really not the real LeBron. You know what I mean? LeBron's got to have the ball and make decisions and be the one to dictate a lot of the pace of the game. And I think it fits perfect what we got because you got a big Ed Mobley and you got two guards that can play on or off the ball. Darius Garland can still play off the ball. He's such a great shooter and just space the floor. You're not going to leave him open. If you leave him open once, or two times, he's going to make it one of the two.
Man, LeBron coming here, man. We have him with Hunter and Mobley.
Shit.
Man, I'm telling you, if LeBron was to come back, bro, I'm sorry.
All you got to do is win next year, and then that last season can just be an sail off in the sunset retirement tour in Cleveland.
You can't tell me we can't get to the final. With the Celtics out, LeBron on the team, bro, at his age, is still playing at a high level with these guys. Yeah, the East is open, bro. We definitely will get out the second round. There's no question.
Well, here's another thing I want to point out too that I totally forgot to mention, but is a big factor in all this. Another huge factor in all this. And not to hold up your time, appreciate you letting me speak on this, but there's a lot of information. I didn't get to all of it last night. Well, I got distracted.
You was off for 3 hours.
Yeah, I got sidetracked to some crazy debate at the end. Anyway,
overtime. Y'all was working overtime.
It was triple overtime. Appreciate you stayed up there too and hold down the chat for me. It means a lot.
Oh, man. Yeah. I was tuned in. It's interesting.
You know, I think the Lakers tune from what I've heard. If I had my gut feeling, I think the Lakers wanted LeBron's last year to be next year because he technically has 1 year left on his deal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Next year, the All-Star game is in LA. We could make a LeBron's retirement tour year. Right, new ownership, blah blah blah. I think they would be okay with that. The problem is LeBron wants to play 2 more years.
I don't see him retiring. Yeah, I don't see him retiring.
He is adamant. I am playing 2 more years. So the timelines for what the Lakers want and what LeBron wants, and that his powers out of that building, it just doesn't mesh. And that's where I think things could get very spicy the next week or two. That's a big, and I totally forgot about that, but that's a huge thing that I've heard because it makes sense on their end. Yeah, we'll host LeBron's retirement tour next year if it was his last year. You know what I mean? All-Star games here. right? It all makes sense. And they're right from a business standpoint. But he wants to play 2 more years. Doesn't add up. And I think next year's his last year, in my opinion, competing for a championship. I think next year's it, because I think the last year after that is more about the retirement tour.
Okay, so basically, so he shouldn't okay. So what if he opts in, which could still be a realistic option? He opts in, and he opts in, and do you see him coming to Cleveland then? But you saying you don't think he should even opt in? He should just come to Cleveland now, and not even waste a year.
If he wants to play 2 more years,
because you feel like he'll be wasting a year by opting in.
Yeah, I mean he'll get paid $53 million, which I mean that's not a waste of money. But
competing, they're trying to win.
I just don't see a move they can make. I don't see the amount of moves they can make in 1 year with this that's going to get them over the hump. Granted, they have Luka Doncic, but the way those two are constructed together, and LeBron's not in his prime anymore defensively, I don't think they have enough defenders and enough pieces that can get in there to help him out. And you got to remember, Tune, Jeanie Buss always gave LeBron what he wanted. Carmelo Anthony, old as he was, why was he there? Because of LeBron. Rajon Rondo coming back, why was he there? Shooting guns at people on the side or making the gun gesture. Why was he there? Because LeBron wanted him. Anything LeBron's wanted, he always got. That's not the case anymore. She's out.
Yeah, LeBron
they put her face in there as the governor for the time being, but she's not the person who makes the decision is the one who's paying the bills. They're not going to be like, well, you think those guys are coming, but why would we pay older veterans this kind of overpay for them? They're not going to do that. Because they're looking at it. We got Luka Doncic. We're going to build around him.
Yeah, that's the future, LeBron.
And you have to kind of cater to Luka a little bit too, because isn't he up for a extension?
Yeah.
Right. So they're in a pickle here. They got to make a decision.
You got to sign that extension.
The obvious choice is Luka Doncic, not even the question.
Yeah, if you had to, you choose. Yeah,
which sounds like that's what the plan already is. Before they knew when they bought the team, okay, we got Luka. We're going.
The LeBron experiment. LeBron been there, for a long time.
8 years.
Yeah, it been 8 years already.
I could have 7 years, 7 seasons. Excuse me.
It feel like a day.
Going into 8,
Man.
if he stays. But it feels like a long time. I mean, it's been a hell of a 7 years, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's
a lot of drama. Didn't go the way I think they wanted at times. LeBron got injured, which I think kind of put a wrench in a lot of things, and
that's crazy.
Yeah.
So what happened? So what do you think happened was with because I know him and Rob Pelinka didn't see eye to eye sometimes. What do you think happened to Rob Pelinka?
That's another big question. Because Rob Pelinka is part of the old ownership group. He's the reason why. I mean, they basically chose him over Magic Johnson. So
yeah, that's why Magic Johnson ended up.
But leaving. Magic Johnson, he's in the group of these guys. So
what's going on?
Exactly. And I know a lot of people have said is Magic coming back. I'll say this: it's hard. Rob Pelinka has this in his pocket. I got Luka Doncic, right? He could say that I got Luka Doncic, and that's a big deal. I should get rewarded for that. I think with the old ownership group, he probably would. Now, Jeanie Buss she's still technically in the room with basketball decisions, but do I think this ownership group's going to really listen to her? Hell no. Not saying no disregard her, but I think they're going to have their own plan. They got a connection with Magic Johnson. If they filled that presidency role, I think you could see a lot of change. I think if they fill that presidency role at the Lakers and have a president of basketball operations that they hire within the next 3 weeks, let's say, and that's how they jumpstart somebody who aligns with their vision, right? This is our guy who's going to make our plans come to fruition. Maybe it's Magic. I don't think it's Magic. I don't know Magic would come back, but whoever it is, let's say, I think as soon as they hire that, number one, LeBron's out the door because that's the reason why they never filled it again. They were never going to fill it until LeBron leaves, but that could put Rob Pelinka's job in jeopardy because Rob Pelinka would have to be kind of a yes man in a way. And I don't know if Rob Pelinka is going to go for that. You know what I mean? Because that's what I'm saying. Because she protected so many people and helped, and it was the leverage for so many people in that organization. Now that she's out of the picture with paying everything and really the final say, it changes a lot of power dynamics in that organization. So I haven't heard anything yet about Rob Pelinka, but I mean, I've thought about that. I mean, I'll look it up real quick, see if any news came out today about that. But So, oh man, so this one right here. Let me see who wrote this article first. I put it up there. Okay, so Sam Quinn of CBS Sports, he's a prominent national reporter. This is what he wrote yesterday. While Rob Pelinka was recently given a contract extension, actually here, before I read this, I'll put this in the share for you so people could see it, so they know we're not BSing them. There you go.
Hold up.
So again, this is from Sam Quinn of CBS Sports yesterday. People, national writer. It gets inside information. He's plugged in. Okay, so there we go. So you can see on the screen there, right here. While Rob Pelinka was recently given a contract extension and promoted to president of basketball operations, he was labeled a loser in the deal. Sam Quinn of CBS Sports revealed that despite a pulling of a blockbuster deal for Doncic, Pelinka's seat could get hot if the Lakers struggle in 25-26. So there you go. So he's already on the hot seat, it sounds like. And he said that's a pretty well-known executive with Los Angeles ties that is currently doing broadcasting work for ESPN Sports. CBS Sports, Sam Quinn wrote, Bob Myers built the Golden State Warriors. He went to UCLA. It's not hard to think about him being for the Lakers what Andrew Friedman has been for the LA Dodgers. So they're already talking about Bob Myers coming back in and taking over as the president.
For the Lakers?
Yeah, right there. There it is.
Interesting. Bob
Sam
Myers,
Quinn.
man. A lot of people want Bob Myers, by the way.
Because Bob Myers, it sounds like he has a connection. He may have a connection with this ownership group. So, but Bob Myers is his name. I think. Here's what I think, Tune's going to happen. If I had to bet, every ownership group comes in with their own people. Rob Pelinka's not their guy. He was Jeanie's guy. And I would think Magic's their guy. Obviously, they work with him with the Dodgers. So Magic knows a hell of a lot more, and he walked away from that situation.
Magic should be in there.
Right. I'm not saying Magic's going to be involved. What I'm saying, I think Magic's probably giving them a lot of insight about who should be there and who shouldn't be there. And based on Magic's actions, he didn't believe in Rob Pelinka. Is that fair?
No, I definitely, yeah, because
he walked away. So.
Yeah, he had to fall out with that.
Yeah, he got the hell out of there.
It showed. So.
Those two didn't get along. So
yeah,
this is interesting right here. I'm glad you brought this up. Good job by you. But because I'm still focused on the LeBron side of it. But yeah, the Rob Pelinka stuff though. That's another factor in all this because that's Jeanie. Yeah. That was Jeanie's guy, and that's another guy. His protection's not there anymore, And I'm curious. I'm actually kind of a little surprised that if Sam Quinn wrote this about Rob Pelinka, because I think what Sam Quinn's basically saying is what I'm saying about LeBron. Their power isn't there anymore. But why that hasn't been written about LeBron yet, I'm not sure. But it goes both ways. And I don't think, like you said, Rob Pelinka and LeBron, I don't think they have the greatest relationship either. So this is all very fascinating, folks. And it's going to be, who would have thought, even at 40 years old, LeBron still is like a big domino in a lot of the movement this summer.
Yeah, it's LeBron, man. LeBron effect. It's LeBron.
It's like take a TV, LeBron. Everywhere you turn on the news, all you ever see is LeBron. So,
LeBron.
Yeah, last 20 years. So I don't know, man. What do you got? That's all my information I got for. I know it was a lot. I mean,
I know you was gonna come. I know you said you got some more news.
I'd come in with the heat. So.
When you say you got news, I'm like, oh yeah, he got something. I know you're gonna get it all. I know you got something.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say something unless I believe in it that there could be something there.
Right.
So, like I said, I'm not saying there, and I don't think you are either. I'm not, based on the stuff I share with you guys today, I'm not saying LeBron's coming back. I'm not saying LeBron's leaving LA. All I'm saying is this situation just got a whole hell of a lot different, and that LeBron's future, I think, is that more LeBron's possibility of leaving LA has never been higher than right now.
Yeah, I could look. Anything can happen, man.
Now, who knows? They may sell him on a plan that that he likes, and maybe he's comfortable being in LA with his family. You know what I mean? His son's gonna be in Arizona next year. You know what I mean? LeBron may have
West
different
Coast.
Motives.
That's why That's why I want to get. I wouldn't get my hopes up all the way.
Right. I'm just curious to see.
Nobody should get their hopes up.
No. All I'm doing is just putting out what's the information that's available to me, what I've heard, right? And then people can make their own opinions. And I think here's the one thing I'll keep an eye out for. Whoever, I'm curious to see what Shams has said today about this, because I think he's well connected with Clutch Sports. He's their, I think he's kind of their guy.
Yeah.
That they put information. So I don't know if he's spoken today about this, but I'm curious to see what I want to know the sentiment they're putting out, because that I think will give you a lot of clues. Because we really don't know. We haven't. I mean, last we heard of Rich Paul was on the Rich Eisen show, and all he said was LeBron hasn't made a decision yet.
Yeah, that's it's interesting.
And that was a month ago, I believe. Let me double check.
When he went on it, yeah, I know he was on.
Yeah,
that
I'm sure a month ago they knew what was going on. So I found that that's kind of the timing. You always gotta look at the timing and see how things add up. And actually, it's right here. I got it right here. If you want to share, you could share it. It's fair use.
I just
hold on, give me one.
Let me see.
Because I actually want to see this again myself. So, so again, this is Rich Paul. This was, we'll close out with this, May 22nd, 2025. And isn't it funny, Tune, that report I showed you earlier about LeBron's future was put out, I think, the day after that.
The day after May 22nd.
Right here. Same day, actually, Tune. May 22nd was that when that frosty relationship report came out from Johan Buha. Same day Rich Paul said this on Rich Eisen tune. Could it be connected? I don't know, but
could be a coincidence.
Could be same dates. Let's see what he had to say though.
So let's talk about LeBron, if you don't mind. What is his future? What would you say his future is?
I have no idea.
None.
Zero.
When are you going to get down to those discussions, or you haven't, or you have, or
well, right now I'm really focused on this draft right now.
Okay.
Normally our process is you kind of weigh everything and see how he's feeling and all those type of things.
Physically, mentally, or what? Or all of it?
Well, we know he's dealing with the knee thing,
right?
But yeah, same process has been for the last I don't know how many years. But then we have some other free agents and so on and so forth, and then he'll come around to what he's thinking at some point, and we'll kind of go over some things and go from there. We're like Nick Nolte and Reggie Hammond, like.
The boys are back in town. Is that what you're saying?
It's pretty easy.
It's
Yeah,
a great 48 hours reference right there.
Yeah,
wow.
that one.
Okay.
So,
I see.
But it's a lot. I mean,
are you the Nick Nolte or is he the Nick Nolte in this equation?
It depends. We because we both can have. Yeah, it depends.
Okay.
It's interchangeable sometimes.
All right.
Yeah. But I actually, it's going to be a lot of movement this year, I imagine. And we have a few things in front of us that we really have to nail down. When I say we, I'm talking about as a company.
Okay.
And so,
is there anything you want to share on that front right now that you can share?
No, I mean, I think De'Aaron Fox being in San Antonio was obviously something that happened in the middle of the season, and have to focus on that a little bit. And Fred down in Houston. Yeah.
But I mean, you're as successful as they come, Rich. You can, I imagine.
Yeah, I can walk and chew bubble gum.
You can do that.
Yeah.
And obviously everybody's kind of on pins and needles about how much longer LeBron wants to keep playing. And obviously, would it be here in Los Angeles?
I think they've been on pins and needles for a while. I don't know about that though. I wish I had the answer, Rich. I don't know.
So you don't have conversations with him about how much longer he wants to play?
It's early.
Okay. It's
no,
early.
I don't have conversations like that. I go into each year like he's continuing to play. I never even talk about that.
Okay.
No.
So how much longer do you think he'll play?
I always get asked this question. I think physically he can play several more years. I don't think it's the physicality, it's the physical aspect of it. I think it's where you're at mentally. I think with all these guys, I think we put so much on the individual, but there's there's a lot of layers to success as an individual. And I think when you think about him per se, there's a lot of decisions that has to be made, you know, going into a locker room, what the roster looks like, what the approach of each player is. You know, he's always going to get everybody's best shot, and so is the team he's on. You know, just they'll get everybody's best shot with the history of the team. And
Right. Catch the Rich Eisen.
So I'm gonna break this down real quick too, not the whole time, but I got a couple reactions to this to give
Go for
context for the audience. 3 things. Number 1, we already pointed out the dates, right? With the article and that day he went on Rich Eisen. Same dates. Weird. Could be coincidence, but I don't know, man. That's just a little odd to me, but I'm just gonna say that. But anyways, he talked about LeBron. His biggest thing is mentally. And when I watched LeBron at the end of that season, when they lost to the Minnesota Timberwolves, they even caught him walking off the court talking to his wife. He looked mentally a little drained. Like it felt like it was kind of wore out. Like we've maxed everything out we could here. We traded AD. We brought in Bronny. We broke the all-time score record. We did everything we could. What more can we do here? I think to me, and what do you think about this before I go to my next point? To me, it looked like it was kind of like done. He just looked mentally drained.
Yeah, man. I mean,
and if mentally is the biggest thing, you need a recharge. According to Rich Paul, he said his mental, right? Basically what Rich Paul was saying is he wants to feel refreshed when he goes every day to the gym. Like when he goes to the guys he has around him, the facility, you know what I mean, the organization, or competing. I think what Rich Paul is really saying is LeBron he still wants to compete for a championship, and he wants the right pieces around him.
Right. And a lot of people, you know, nowadays they're not too sure about that. You hear people saying, do LeBron still care about winning? He's happy and content with, you know, just living in the Hollywood life. You know, he did all he could do. But I think still part of me also believes that he still wants to win.
And based on what his agent just said, sounds like otherwise, like you were just saying.
Right.
And so that's what I'm saying. And the third point I thought he mentioned was very interesting. He said, quote, we're going to see a lot of movement this summer. He's not saying that. And what I said on my show last night was trying to tell Homeboy, which I guess he didn't get. But the agents know a lot more than everybody else first, because they all talk to each other, right? They all know what this player could, because agents represent the players. So, of course, they know. They know what guys thinking this, what player could possibly go here. The agents hear a lot of when a lot of these sports writers want information, they go to the agents first, because the agents know everything. And so he mentioned Fred VanVleet, who plays for Houston. He mentioned DeJounte Murray who was the gentleman named San Antonio? De'Aaron Fox, excuse me. De'Aaron Fox with San Antonio. What are both of those franchises waiting on right now, Tune?
Oh, yeah. We already know the KD thing.
A big fish. They're waiting on movement.
Dominoes.
Right. And so when you listen to what Rich Paul's really saying there, my opinion, Tune, is there's going to be a lot of movement this summer, number 1. He mentioned Houston, San Antonio, mentioned LeBron, that LeBron's going to wait and see what happens and then survey everything is basically what he said. It sounds like he expects major movement. And I think basically what I'm saying here is he understood the KD thing was coming like everybody else knew, right? That he's going to be on the move. And those 2 teams are probably the top 2 destinations, sounds like. And for KD. And he mentioned that LeBron is going to evaluate everything basically and take a look, and then we'll go over it then. So it sounds like to me LeBron's just kind of in a wait and see mode. Let's see what happens. What are the Lakers going to do? Because again, we'll know by July. It all adds up to that date I gave you earlier too, is my whole point. It all goes to July 6th.
July 6th.
Past the draft, no later than July 6th, we will know. And so that's the timeline, I'm thinking.
And we should be getting KD news soon. So
yeah, that should be happening within the next week, possibly. That could happen before the draft, because there could be draft stipulation involved in that deal. So, you know what I mean? Phoenix is going to want their picks. So, but that, again, this all adds up to everything he said, everything we showed today, me and Tune discussed to you guys. It all goes to that June 6th date. That's no further than that, we will know. And I think my last point here, and I'll let you take it over. or hand it back to you rather. Is he said I mentioned about LeBron waiting and seeing. I think LeBron probably had an inclination with what happened yesterday was coming, and I think he's going to wait and see what this group does. You know what I mean? I think he's again. That's why I said we don't know. I think he's going to wait and see what they do first. So, but that's all I got for you, man.
Yeah, man. Look, now I'm gonna have to change the title about LeBron now.
Yeah, I don't have anything for you on Goldin and Ryan Nembhard.
Hey, that's fine. Look, I got it. When we get off here, I'm gonna have to add LeBron in the title because we basically talk most about LeBron.
Yeah,
then, I think that'd be something to add to the title. Try to not.
Well, you kind of, you broke it all down with the stuff earlier, so but
you
already knew what I was coming in with anyway. So
yeah, you don't you don't got none of Nembhard, the little brother.
I'm still in terms of the NBA draft. I'm pushing the Amari Williams train still.
Yeah, Kentucky, got you.
That's my dude. In terms of the Hunter rule change, but again, I'll be honest with you too. And the reason why I think the Hunter rule change and all that stuff doesn't. It's still that may not matter right now because this could be the fact. If LeBron comes, it changes everything, changes everybody's role.
But if LeBron comes, right?
Right.
Are we still? You think? Yeah, we should still be able to keep Hunter, right? Because I can't leave.
Yeah,
I can't.
But I think
Hunter.
the role that they're putting out for him right now through what Terry Pluto put out, I think LeBron changes everything, even at 40. You know what I mean? It changes certain lineups, different what you need from guys, roles. You know what I mean?
Please, no more small Sam Merrill and like 3 guard lineups. I can't see that.
No, I don't even. And then what I like about LeBron coming back too, and if I were the Cavs, I would be interested because he's always been the biggest playmaker in NBA.
I still think I know you.
And I could run him at the point at times and take Donovan off the ball.
You could, and I know you talked about his defense, but I think he can still, give you something playing with this Cavs team, like in spurts. Not, he's not.
It's all, and that all goes back to what Rich Paul said. Mentally,
recharge. He's come back to Cleveland.
Right. If LeBron's engaged mentally, he'll go out there and give you all he's got. If he's not engaged, engaged mentally, or he doesn't believe, you start seeing the hand on the hip. Looking towards the bench,
the body language. Yeah, we know. We've seen it.
Walking out of the building early for the game's over.
We've seen it for a long time.
Yeah, and that's what I saw a lot of last year, even with Luka when they lost too. That's all that's. I know that I've watched this dude. You heard my dad last night. I've been to this dude's game since he was in high school. I've watched LeBron with T. Study. I know everything about this guy. You know it too. The body language says it all, and so mentally. Rich Paul said that. I think mentally, that's a big thing that what LeBron's thinking. And
that's why I highlighted when you played that. I'm like, coming back to Cleveland, that should be able to recharge you.
Yeah,
coming into this younger group that realistically, was considered contenders. Before everything happened, they right there. They have the pieces. They right there.
Yeah, and Dan Gilbert's gonna be smart enough. I know you mentioned last night, and a lot of people have mentioned because Dan Gilbert wants to win without LeBron. But here, man, I think the Cavs have done a hell of a job. I think it would be a bigger flex to get LeBron out of LA to come back to you because you've built your team up good enough to. Matt, you stole this guy from LA. Imagine that. That's a hell of a flex. Yeah, he's from here, but he left. He left here already to go to you. And he just left with his years left and came back to you. That's a hell of a flex if I'm Dan Gilbert.
Man, Dan Gilbert, yeah.
Because when that dude left, then people were on TV saying they were shit. They were never going to be anything again.
Yeah, they were.
I was driving me nuts. And they're up there lying every day about the Kyrie thing, Rachel Nichols and all of them. I'm like, man, you guys are full of shit.
Yeah.
Sorry to cut, but it just pissed me off because we all knew what time it was, really. Everybody knew LeBron was leaving. Everybody knew that was his last year. He was going to LA, blah, blah, blah.
Kobe do the sneaky rebuild.
Right. Kobe was looking for the best interest of that team now. Nobody was beating that Golden State team. There was no move they could have made to beat Golden State.
I don't hate Kobe for that. Kobe did.
No, Kyrie wanted out. You had to get rid of the disgruntled star. You can't keep that in the locker because Kyrie knew what was coming down the pipe, and Kyrie got ahead of it.
However, I do think that was a bad trade. But,
I don't know, but looking back at it now, it wasn't because that 8th pick turned into Colin Sexton.
No, you're right.
Sexton turned into Donovan Mitchell, and now
you're right.
If they bring it back full circle with LeBron, it's the greatest trade ever.
You right. Look. You said the pick thing, and I love Colin Sexton. Got his autograph picture. You right about that. But I'm just looking at it from at the time and trading for damaged goods. Isaiah Thomas,
In
a
the moment,
small
it didn't make sense. You're right.
guard, 5'8".
Yeah.
Like it's
Now you
just
may remember their first. They would have had Paul George, but
the
Paul
first initial
George,
trade. Yes.
but Paul George, which I was trying to tell that guy last night, like he acted like Nike's not involved in a lot of things. Paul George is a Nike athlete.
Mm-hmm.
Paul George knew LeBron wasn't staying in Cleveland after that
Yeah,
season.
it's all about the commitment part.
Right. Why would he leave Indiana to come here for a year? I'm gonna go. He went to OKC and got paid. It made more sense for him to go there because he knew probably through Nike and agent community.
You had Paul George, you had Melo, and you had Eric Bledsoe, who I believe was under Rich Paul, right?
Yep.
So
but the trade fell through last minute because I think my opinion is because I think they knew what was coming. That wasn't LeBron wasn't committed. So that's why would he come here? You know what I mean? So I think Kobe Altman got put in a tough spot, but I think he did the best he could. And here they still made
that trade. I hate
they
that
still
trade.
made the finals that year. It was still a successful year. Nobody was beating that Golden State team. There was no move we could have made any in the offseason. I don't think we would have beaten him with Paul George. That team was an all-time great team. So
but you would have had a better chance.
You would have.
Paul George was still hooping at that time.
Yeah, but I mean that's my gosh, that team with KD.
No, the Warriors. Yeah,
they
weren't
beating
the greatest teams.
They weren't beating that team.
That talent alone,
yeah, you weren't. Yeah, Jordan. There was nobody. They weren't beating that team.
I'm just saying a better chance. Like we wouldn't have got swept.
No, I get what you're saying.
Chance.
You would have, but I still don't think they would have won. And I don't think deep down inside they even thought they were going to win. Beating that Celtics team, getting to that finals, that was a win in itself. That was a successful season. They did the best they could, and they got the asset for the future, which helped them 3 years down the road to get 4 years down the road to get Donovan Mitchell. So here, but again, if Dan Gilbert pulls this off, that is a huge. I mean, I think he's already won because everybody said this team wasn't going to be anything again. The franchise, look what he's done. Look what they built back up without LeBron. They don't need help. They did it themselves. They deserve a hell of a lot of credit. Now I think they're at a crossroads. They got to make some decisions. But this would be
big news, man.
Dan Gilbert should run around town just throw money out of a bag. Like I got like Dan Gilbert. I already love Dan Gilbert. I know a lot of people criticize him.
They say one of the best owners.
I think he's a tremendous owner. I think he's done a hell of a job. The guy's invested in the city. He wants to win for the fans. Has he made mistakes along the way? Absolutely. But who doesn't make mistakes?
Yeah,
sometimes you got to make mistakes. You got to fall to get back up and go higher. So that's what he's done. I mean, this dude. Look at that stadium in the background right there. That's first class. I mean everything this dude does is first class. Unlike the stadium behind there. Where that ownership doesn't pay shit, and their team right now is at a bad spot. That's why I said last night, Dan Gilbert has to be aggressive this offseason too, because he doesn't want to end up in that position back there.
Right.
I mean, he looks across the street and it's like, oh hell no.
Dan Gilbert is I think one thing we could say he's willing to pay, man. I don't think Dan Gilbert is stingy. Like
that's what I want from my owner.
Right. You willing
do you take care of your assets? Do you want to win? And do you treat your fans like first class? He does all that.
Yeah, first I gotta have.
Man, I don't know. When's the last time you've been to a Cavs game?
Man, I gotta make one, man.
We'll have to all go up there. But I'm telling you, I haven't been up to the new stadium yet. I mean, I've been up by there, but I've been to many Cavs games. But I'm telling you, man, people have gone to this new stadium now. That's all the new. But there's nothing like it's a first class show when you go there. I mean, they treat you like royal. I mean, it's a tremendous. Like my dad was saying, it's a tremendous fan experience. They've always been at the best fan experience. It's awesome. It's a great night. You have a great time, but that's all Dan Gilbert, man. He has given the fans a lot, and I noticed too. Did you see that rumor about them going back to the old uniforms next year too?
Yes, I did. It's confirmed. I thought.
How about that? I wonder
Cavaliers, Philly going back to their old uniforms, and it's 2 other teams.
Perfect timing, isn't it?
Yeah, I love them jerseys. I love them old.
Who was the last person to wear that jersey?
We know who that. We know.
Took it off in that tunnel in Boston. Maybe we'll put it back on. I totally forgot about that. Shout out to you, Humble. Love you, brother. He said, did someone say Eric Bledsoe?
Yeah, we know. Yeah, Humble. Humble was just talking about Eric Bledsoe. That's funny. He was just talking about that. He just showed me something. Eric Bledsoe playing. But yeah, Humble crazy. Eric Bledsoe. He said I've been showing good. Yeah, I know Humble be. He said, "How dare you?"
When if we don't do that, we'll have to meet up someday, though. All of us, obviously, man.
Oh yeah, definitely, man, definitely.
We all help each other. So
I need the Cavs. I need the Cavs to the Cavs need to make this deep playoff run. Definitely have to get in there for that.
Man, I'm just stuck in my head. I totally forgot about the jersey thing. Could you imagine LeBron running back out there next year with that old jersey?
That'd be crazy, bro. Everything you saying, like everything we just spoke on, and
it all lines up, dude. All of it.
It sounds too good to be true. That's what it sounds like. Like
it does. But that's what I said in 14 too. But then it happened, and I had somebody I trust told me back then, like, dude, it's happened. So I was like, okay, and it did.
If that happened, man, it's gonna be crazy. The headline's gonna be crazy. The coverage, we're gonna get the coverage. And
Shedeur Sanders and LeBron James.
Yeah, you got Shedeur and LeBron.
That is nuts.
From Cleveland.
Cleveland's gonna be like just fire from. I mean, you're just gonna pull up the Cleveland, just these fires everywhere. Just
that's crazy.
It is.
That's crazy to think about. I don't know, man. I mean,
Shedeur's a Nike guy, obviously through his dad. I mean,
man.
Nike be loving that. Just like when Kyrie was here, they had those shoe packs they always put out. And
yeah, Kyrie had the Nike. Yeah,
they'll put out the Prime Edition Browns colors and LeBron shoe pack. That'd be kind of cool. Cleveland City editions.
And then
that's my idea, Nike. So give me some credit on that if you take it, if it happens.
Oh yeah, you gotta
give Tune some bread too. But hit the man Humble up too. Take care of us. But anyway. Or at least send us some damn shoes. Go ahead.
And then I was gonna say they LeBron come back, they had changed the picture on the building. They had to put LeBron back up there.
How's Donovan gonna feel about that if that happened though?
And Donovan want to win. I don't know, man. Donovan want to win. Man.
I mean, LeBron claimed it first. Can we get like another billboard? What's that building right there off to the side? See that where the AT&T sign is? On the background here on the left.
Yeah.
Can we get that? How about that side of that building? Right, we'll move that banner over there and give LeBron the witness banner's got to go back.
Yeah, LeBron. Yeah,
I mean that was like a state. When I used to pull down the Carnegie right there when I was a kid, man, and I used to love looking up at that banner, man. It used to give me chills. Like it was just like it was nothing like it. It's iconic. It was an iconic staple in Cleveland. You got to bring it back. No other city ever had that with an athlete either. Like when you pull up in the middle of the city, they got this giant ass banner right there. That thing was one of one.
I mean, LeBron is, LeBron is one of the greatest, man. He's everything to the Cavs franchise, to Cleveland. So, I mean, he's gonna get a statue. We all know that he's gonna get.
I'm curious to see when he'll be back in town too. I mean, I think they're going to be in New York. This weekend, I believe, because I know Kai Sinat's going to be there. I think they're doing some
go ahead.
Yeah, Fanatic Fest.
Yeah.
That's in New York. So usually when he hits the East Coast, I only notice because he goes to the training facility right by my house when he's here in the off season. So usually when he comes back to East Coast, he'll go to New York for a little bit and he'll come back home. He will be back home probably for 4th of July. So who knows? He'll be maybe in town around that time, July 6th. I don't know, man.
I need some breaking news, man. I'm gonna need some breaking news.
I know I'll be out and about, keeping my head on a swivel and trying to find people, but just tell you that right now. But yeah, we'll see what happens, man. It's gonna be a hell of a next 2 weeks, that's for sure.
I'm gonna just need some breaking news, bro. That I'll have a smile on my face if I get the news that I want to hear. But
even if that doesn't happen, though, I mean, I just want them to make a move.
I know you've been saying that, but I don't think they're gonna make a major move.
Like them running it back next year is just not exciting me at all.
I feel you. I know.
I think they'll still be a playoff team. They'll be a really good team, but I just don't believe. I just don't believe in the playoffs, too. I don't. I don't think they can match up.
I don't blame you, bro. Nobody really believe in them. I don't blame you. I get it. I think they should make a move, but they already made moves. Like they got DeAndre Hunter. I know we talking about as far as the core four go. You talking about trading one of them guys. I know, but they made moves.
Jared Allen's probably my first guy out the door.
Jared Allen got to be the first guy. If you're not gonna move Darius,
I can live with Darius. I like Darius, and I like Jared Allen, but I think Darius is an all-star caliber franchise player. So when healthy. It's just all about health, and I get defensively and all that, but he's still a hell of a player.
He just can't stay on. He can't stay on the floor, man.
Yeah, so that's just the only thing. But shout out to Wally's in the chat. What's up, Wally? Did we ever find our boy too who disappeared?
Said I'm late. Nah, my guy Ahmed, man.
Yeah, where's he at? I haven't seen him in a hot minute.
Ahmed is missing right now. I don't know if he's in Dubai.
He got his car, just drove the hell out to Canada or something.
I know he be in Dubai, but he.
Oh damn.
I don't know where Ahmed at, man. Ahmed is from the Columbus area. I don't know. If y'all seen him, let me know. Let me know y'all see Ahmed, man. I don't know where he at.
Yeah, where you at, man? He just vanquished.
Ever since we lost, man. He
Yeah.
came in and said what he said, and he ain't been back since.
He got fed up. He's probably like a Celtics fan now, or some other team now. He's out there with their chats. He just moved everything, packed it up, moved to Dallas or something.
Man.
Or
I'm sorry, Ahmed. Ahmed,
he moved to Oklahoma City. He's a Thunder fan now. He's over on the. Go ahead.
Nah, I'm saying Ahmed cool though. Ahmed brother. I think his brother actually played with Caris LeVert, on the high school team. Yeah, I think the high school team he was on.
Yeah, down there in Columbus.
Yeah, they was on the same team. So Ahmed, yeah. Shout out to Ahmed, man.
Shout out to Ahmed.
What he said?
Ohio brethren.
I'm saying give Mobley a better picture. I remember when Evan got drafted, and all we had was a blue wallpaper and Adidas or Under Armour logo and the white and lettering. All it said was Evan Mobley. Well, Evan Mobley is a star now, man.
His personality though is just not very.
No,
which I like. I like that he's just himself. He's like Tim Duncan. He's just very quiet and
not as not as good as Tim Duncan, but yeah.
No, but the mannerisms are very alike.
I get you.
Yeah,
I totally agree with that part, man.
I think his game's more like Garnett and Bosch, but his mannerisms are like
Bosch
Tim Duncan.
last night. Yeah, I know. I hear AD.
That's the first time. As soon as I ever saw him play, it's the first thing I said about that kid. I say he's Tim Duncan's mannerisms with Bosch Garnett skill set.
Yeah, Mobley gonna be. I know my guy DSJ tried to disrespect Mobley. He be trolling, but he tried to disrespect Mobley. He compared Mobley to Marcus Camby. I said you gotta stop, man. That's very disrespectful.
I think Marcus Camby would disagree with that.
No disrespect to Marcus Camby, but that's just disrespectful, man. I mean, Marcus Camby was good defensively, but he don't have the offense. Like Evan Mobley is still.
We don't know what Evan is offensively because they don't really feature him enough.
But he's still growing.
Still giving you what, 18 a game or 17 a game?
18 a game, 9, 10 rebounds. Better percentage from the field this year, better 3-point percentage, better field goal percentage. He's
only 23 years old.
24 now. I think his birthday was yesterday.
Yeah, well, that kid's 25, 26. Watch out.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Good luck.
I'm over here in 30 car ride. Yeah, we about to close. We about to close out soon. So yeah, Joe, you got any other thoughts, man? I know. No,
I appreciate it. I didn't mean to hold up any of your time today.
You good. You good, man.
I think you do. I was coming here with a lot of heat.
So. I already know. It ain't like old boy from your show, man. From
oh my gosh, please,
just rambling on. Trying to challenge you.
Yeah, God bless him. He was nice, but I just can't do it anymore. Well, that's the first time that rep.
I knew when he said that, the whole MJ has the worst fan. I knew he was gonna come with something like he's gonna.
He didn't even mention the why. He just went all over the place.
He was all over the place.
It was like a presidential debate or something.
Then he brought Nick Van Exel. Like he was just bringing up stuff. I was like,
just bringing up people and just talking. I'm like, what? Okay, and then he's sitting there trying to tell me about scouting. I'm like, dude. Like
he was all over the place, man.
Yeah, I'm about to. Next if I ever comes back, I'm gonna call my buddies up that are scouts in college and they actually scout people, but I tell them how they actually do it. Like they don't. It's a lot more than just meeting somebody. Like he's whatever. He can. Whatever. God bless him. He was nice.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, I don't think he came off.
No. I appreciate the conversation. I think it was interesting. Some people have their own. It's cool to talk to people with their own different philosophies. It's unique. And that's what that was. It was real cool. He took time out to come up there and he was into it. And I think he was more prepared than we were because he already. I think he had.
He already knew he already had his points. He already knew he.
Yeah, we were just on the fly. My dad just got done ripping Tristan Thompson's
right. I was talking about something completely different.
And that was an all-time rant. My gosh, but.
I did a good job.
I recorded that Tristan Thompson rant too, by the way. And the
Oh yeah, Humble. Hey, Humble, you missed. I don't think Humble was there, but you missed the Humble. You should go check it out. Yeah,
I wish I could send it to you guys, but I can't. If you want, we can close out. I'll share it. You want to close out with that?
Yeah.
Or if you want to, if you don't want to, don't worry about
it. No, it don't matter.
It's your channel, so because he does get a little off the rails here, which Jersey tends to do.
It don't matter.
Yeah, we'll. So before I'll play it, and then we can. If you want to hit the outro or something, I don't know. But so here, I'll say this though. But if you aren't subscribed to Tunensports, like I always say, you're not a real Cavs fan. Number one, you're not an NBA fan. Number two, and what is wrong with you if you're not subscribed to Tunensports? Honestly, I mean, this dude's putting out great content. He's how many days in a row now? 8 days. I lost track. It's been so many days. He's pumping out the content right now. He puts out a lot of great shorts too that keeps you up to date with all the stuff going around the news. Like maybe you missed late at night in the NBA, or he's killing it right now. Over 1,000 subscribers and cooking. So make sure you guys help up, keep showing my guys some love and hit the subscribe button and sharing this content, and helping him grow, man. He's putting in the work over here and really committed to it. That's why I got a lot of respect for him and I want to help him out, because I do the same thing on my end. We're just young guys that started from the bottom to just do this for the passion, for love, and we haven't gotten paid yet. I don't think, unless you've got somebody on the side you didn't tell me about Tune, but
coming soon, man. Coming soon.
Yeah, coming soon for both of us. But yeah, man, we worked our asses off from the bottom of it, so that's why I got all the respect for him and want to help him out, and he helps me out too.
Man.
So. And Humble, we love our boy Humble, Wally, and everybody. It's a great time over here. And we have a good time, and we're all good chemistry and getting to know each other. So yeah, man, it's a great atmosphere over here. And you get a lot of the stuff you got today. You're not going to hear anywhere else, especially nationally or even locally. The stuff I broke down you guys today, you're not going to hear that everywhere else. So you better.
You're not going to hear Joseph come through with the news, man. Y'all got to tune in, man. And make sure y'all sub to Joseph, and his platform over there as well, man. Y'all gotta check him out. That's why they do great work over there, man. Like I said, they had a crazy show last night.
Yeah, wasn't expected. So when you watch the last hour and a half and you feel like your head spinning, it wasn't planned. So,
hey Humble, I got you, Humble. Hey Humble, I don't look. You know me, I don't do it for the money, man. But I got you, man. I'm gonna have something set up very soon, though. But I do it like Joseph said. I'm just doing it for the passion, bro. I appreciate you, of course, bro.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people do. We try to do when you've been doing this for how long now?
Yeah, since about 2018, 2019.
Yeah, I mean, I've been doing it for a little over 3 years, but a lot of people give up on this because it's a slow. YouTube's a grind.
Yeah, it's not like
you got to really love what you're doing, and yeah,
stuff like that.
You got to really love what you're doing and really have a passion for it to stick around. A lot of people try doing this stuff, but they give up because they really don't have the love like that. And you gotta
mentally.
Yeah, you gotta go through the hard road to get to where you want to be. So, but we'll get there. Your channel will, and I will. So
before I know you have the thing. Hold on, before I close it out, get ready to close it out. I just want to respond to Wiley. Wiley, who is it in NBA draft? Are you talking about the thumbnail, or are you saying like who is a steal? Well, as far as today, I was talking about Ryan Nembhard, Andrew Nembhard, little brother. Well, I'm Andrew Nembhard brother, and Vlad Goldin from Michigan. Those are guys that ESPN had the Cavs targeting. Not saying it's that's what's gonna happen, but that's what they had. But them guys, it's nothing too crazy. But that's what you were saying. But yeah, okay, yeah, you got it, Joseph.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get. Yeah.
Let me put it up. Make sure the volume goes.
And I mean, how often do you have a guy that's just played that many games and it's got?
Do you hear it on your end? Because I don't hear it on my end.
I can hear it.
Oh, you hear it?
Yeah, I can hear it.
For some reason I can't hear it.
Might have to hit I don't know.
It might be on my screen.
Oh, you want me to?
Let me try this.
Yeah, try it again.
All right. Sorry about that. For some reason I couldn't hear it.
Yeah, I heard it loud and clear. He said I still love to see Kobe White on his team. Yeah, Kobe White. I like Kobe White. Humble. Yeah, Humble say you hear it. So,
All right, you guys here. I'll put it on my phone and then I'll be out of here. But I'll see you guys in the next one. I'll close it out once he's done.
Got you. Let's add it. Let's do it.
Peace, everybody. Enough as a
No, that guy's a fucking idiot. Get that guy out of here. Why is that guy even being brought up? That guy, that really makes me think LeBron's coming back here because he's got the guy that handles his luggage on the team already. Gets his Gatorade, then handles all that shit. He's got his concierge sitting on the desk because that guy is a coattail rider, towel waving son of a bitch. I can't say it enough. He is a. I mean, he does nothing, and he was sucked when he played. He was terrible. You talk about that guy. I mean, that guy. You talk about hitting the gosh darn Mega Millions when he signed with Clutch Sports because they got that jackass paid. Man, he should have never ever got that one contract he got. Unbelievable. What was he doing to get them to get that done for him? So no, don't even bring that goon up. He's a total waste. I don't even dislike the guy. I don't even, obviously I don't know him personally, but just, I mean, what I've seen over the years on the court and on the bench and just that's if anybody says that's your leadership, no wonder Cavs got their asses kicked in by the Pacers. I mean, the guy's he's a habitual towel waver. I mean, I can't say it enough. So no,
you're not the biggest fan. We get that.
Yeah, he's just. I mean, God bless him. He made it to the NBA, but that dude should have never got paid that kind of money. He really is a coattail rider. I mean, the epitome of a coattail rider. Good grief! And he's just sitting here waiting on LeBron to come back. So, but
he said, I'll give up Allen and Okoro right now and Wade. Yeah, I'll give up Dean Wade any minute. Dean Wade can't guard a freaking chair.
Dean Wade, that guy looks like he should be out running a fucking tractor on a farm. I mean, Dean Wade. We got big Dean Wade out there. That's our cat.
What do you think of that, Mike?
Yeah, no, I could trade Dean Wade, Okoro, and
yeah, man.
Yeah, he was
Hey, that's why y'all got to go tap it with Joseph, man. They get on it like that, man. That's why y'all got.
And that was kind of light work. I mean, that was Jersey at his best, but we got some other. I mean, that was yeah. Wait to hear Mike when he gets on a rant after after a Browns loss. It's not pretty. But I won't hold you up anymore. I appreciate you. Let me come up here, brother, and sharing all that to the audience and breaking it down. So I know you'll be keeping an eye on it, and I will. And love all you guys. Let's keep it going.
Love, bro, man. Appreciate you for coming on.
Absolutely.
I made sure y'all subbed to Joseph, man. I know Wiley subbed up, man. Shout out to Wiley. And Wiley, Joseph Wiley, I think, Wiley, you from Akron, right? Wiley is from the Akron area, if I'm not mistaken. But shout out to Wiley, of course, man. Allen Trade. Hey, man, for LeBron James, I'll do it, buddy. I'll do it, man. But nah, good show, man. Appreciate Joseph coming up, man. Shout out to everybody that tuned in. I appreciate everyone who pulled up to the chat or the stream. If you haven't already, drop a like and sub and turn on a notification so you don't miss the next live stream and you don't miss news when Joseph come up with his new news that he has. So yeah, man. I will be back next week. So check out my guy Joseph. But I'll catch y'all, man. Let them know. 2 words. Go Cavs.
and he has brought new life to the Cavs and Cleveland since LeBron James. And when I say the best shooting guard in the league, I'm standing on that. He is Donovan Mitchell, Spider.